Hey, pioneers! Welcome to episode 16, Metaverse Masterminds. I was going to start the show like the old Noddy Holder intro. It's Christmas, but I thought I'd better keep the voice down because, there's people next door and I didn't want to freak them out. So, hey ho, guys. Welcome to episode 16. We've called this one Byte into the Future. It's the end of year Christmas special, 29th of December 2023. Can you believe it? As this year comes to a close, guys, we thought we'd hold a special edition with all our friends, close and dear. And what better way to start the show than to introduce our panel members? From the top, we've got Trucker Fletch and Fred. Good evening, Chris. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello. Forgot to key my mic up.
Yeah, we've got a nod. Good evening, Chris, and welcome to the show. Next in line, down the sidebar there, we've got Private Buddykins. Give us a wave, Private Buddykins. I'm making sure everybody's in the studio's got the video on. We haven't got a video on for our special guest, but below Private Buddykins, we've got our very own special Private Winnie Skibbs. Good evening, Winnie. Can you hear me?
I can. Yes.
Awesome stuff, Winnie. Have you had a good Christmas?
I have. Yes. I'm not gonna.
Oh my God.
Because it's really loud, but woo.
That would be an intro and a half. It begs a question, Winnie. Why have you got that?
Well, it was Peter, my hubby. He was trying to get me a clown horn just for fun. The ones that go, meh, meh, but he couldn't do that. So that was.
So when he wants the mince pie tray filling up, he gives you a quick blast. Yeah.
Yeah, just for fun.
Okay, and below Private Winnie Skibbs, we've got our very own Sergeant Meng. Good evening, Meng. How are you?
Doing well. I'm not sure what's happening with my webcam. Seem like it's not coming on.
I did notice that. You might have to log out and log back in. The same with Dorian as well, because I've asked him to come on. It looks like his webcam's on, but it's not showing. So, Dorian, if you'd like to just log out and log back in, that might work. Okay, so let's get on with this evening's show. So we've got a nice panel of members here, and what a great time this is. I mean, end of 2023, we're very, very close to 2024, guys, and what a year it's been. I mean, what can we say? We've got Sergeant Meng back in the room. Let's hope that we get Dorian back in as well. I don't want to remove him. I need to remove that source. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to go through the chat box because, like I said, this special edition for the end of year, I want it to be special with all our friends around us. And I do believe we've got Mary, because I did speak to Mary. Yeah, Mary Tupau. Welcome, Mary, and welcome to the show. Okay, where are we? Let's highlight some. Should be able. There we go. We're going to highlight some of these comments. Let's start as we mean to go on. Who else have we got in this evening? Mary, Star Cookie, B12. Good evening, B. Hey, everyone. Winnie's in. Thanks, Winnie. Hi, Kev, Trucker Fletch, Sarah, and Mary. You're all getting acknowledged in the chat room, right? We should have Dorian back in the room, but there's still no webcam, Dorian, unless it's very dark. No, it's still black at this side. So it's certainly a webcam issue with Dorian for some reason. I know he's hidden behind that white stag, but there's still nothing showing at my side. So let's hope Dorian can rectify that. Okay, yeah, B12, great to have you on board and welcome to the show. Trucker Fletcher's put, I can't say hello to the folks in the chat box. Hope they don't think I'm ignoring them. No, not at all. Do you see me now? No, Dorian, it's still a black screen, sir. So you may have to, if you're on a laptop, you might have to unplug your webcam. Are you logged into something else, actually, that's using your webcam? I've had members in the studio having that problem where they're logged into another application that's using the webcam and it won't show up on here. So try try closing your other applications, mate. Hopefully you'll get in shortly. So yeah, Trucker Fletcher's had a really bad tooth. Okay, he's trying to get in to see an emergency dentist. Hopefully we'll have him on later. Okay, so it's all happening this evening, guys. We're in the back office. I can't show you, but everything's happening. We do have a Sergeant Meng. Hopefully his webcam should come on now. There we go. Good evening, Meng. We've got you on live now. Howdy doody.
How's everybody doing?
Absolutely wonderful, mate. Couple of technical hitches, but hey, who cares? You know, you're here, and that's absolutely fine. It's great that you've been able to join us in this end of year show. It's a must. It's a must. We have to come and say our great goodbyes to 2023 and our big hellos to 2024. So let's start with Sergeant Meng. I've got a list of stuff here, guys, but I'm not going to go through it because I will say it now, there will be appropriate times throughout the show where everything I've got on my piece of paper here will fit in just great. So let's start with Sergeant Meng. What have you been up to, Meng? Because I know you've just been beavering away so hard, it's difficult trying to catch you. So how's it going at your side, sir?
Man, 2023, the thing about 2023 was it brought many surprises. And it truly did. So many ups and downs, which led us to this new exciting platform we now call Dalversal, right? I still have a lot of challenges ahead of us. With the right leadership and right teams, basically anything is possible. Currently, right now, I am still working on bringing Dalversal into the Eastern Asia markets, certain Eastern Asia markets like Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia. These are my main 4 countries that I'm trying to bring on board, bring Dalversal into those regions. Very exciting, very exciting. A lot of challenges, though, that's for sure.
Yeah. Do you know what's really made me laugh this last week or two? Yeah. Everybody was saying, take it easy, have a few days off, guys. And we were saying, we intend to. And do you know what? I don't think either of us have. I don't think any of us have, because we've still been beavering away behind the scenes, making sure that we can dot the I's and cross the T's in all areas. So yeah, carry on, Meng. I mean, it's wonderful what's going on. So you're working hard over the Eastern region, yeah?
Yeah, the Eastern region, and I've already gotten contact with certain individuals that I know that will lead those regions effectively. So we're in the works of creating Zoom trainings for these regions. And that's coming up very shortly here too. So hopefully we can get all the members that are out there on board with Dalversal. I know we have a lot of members that are that risked it all in those regions that, I plan on helping out, those different members. So, 2024, 2023, we're closing it on to a good end. 2024 is going to be even better.
Absolutely. And what I can say is that the work that you're doing out there is crucial to the stability of the platform and the future of the platform. It's all right hosting these shows and hosting the training sessions and so forth. But what we do with Metaverse Masterminds is look at all aspects of the platform. And now, guys, all you viewers around the globe that you will be watching this will see a bit of the other side of the wall, okay? Because there's a lot more going on that we can show you guys of how this whole project is piecing together. So while you're munching your mince pies and drinking your mead or your festive wine, yeah, we're enjoying it as well. And we really do want you to enjoy it. But please be reassured that what we're doing behind the scenes is magical as Christmas can be. Is that right, Meng?
Like I always say, success, don't sleep, so we just can't stop. There's time to rest, obviously, but I'm not that type of person that's just going to stop and rest for a couple of days. I got to keep working and working. There's too much potential for this platform. to risk it failing.
There's fantastic potential, and we've got an announcement that hasn't gone public yet, and I'm not going to say anything just yet, but we have got an announcement for members about the platform in the very early days of next year. So stay tuned, because we've got a mega surprise for you guys that everybody's going to love. Okay, so stay with us, Meng. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to bring on our other regional advocate. And by the way, guys, Sergeant Meng is our regional advocate. Okay, we've got another regional advocate that's joined us as a special guest this evening in the name of Dorian Saunders. Good evening, Dorian. How are you? Welcome to Metaverse Masterminds.
Good evening. I'm glad to be here.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. Well, you've heard it from Meng's mouth. What do you think? I mean, that guy is on fire. You know, what the work that he's doing. Can you match him, Dorian? I'm sure you can. Tell the viewers what you've been up to.
I don't know if I can match Sergeant Ming. What he's doing in the Korean markets, what he's doing in Asia, what he's doing just for the members that just don't have a lot of resources to get going. Sergeant Ming has been giving back to the community since the beginning. He's been fighting to help us get back on our feet, to get out of the dirt and just to stand. So Sergeant Ming is guys that I will always support and with, and I'm just glad we get to rub shoulders and go forward with this thing. So I don't know if I can match him. All I know is I can follow his glow and try to duplicate as best I can.
At the moment, Dorian is glowing as bright as Rudolph's red nose. Don't you agree?
He's got it. He should. He deserves it. We're following his light right now. We're following his light, and we appreciate what Sergeant is doing for the diverse community. It's the people left behind. Like we don't want to see anyone left behind. We just don't. And guys like Sergeant Ming, we need more of him. We need more of him showing a light and more people stepping up like him. So all I can possibly do, Kev, to honor what he's doing is try to keep up, try to stay around him. If I can stay close, then I'm doing something.
There's room on this train, Dorian, isn't there? There's plenty of room on this train, and it's leaving platform 5.
Yes. There's plenty of room, and there's plenty of work to do. What I can promise about 2024, I'm excited about it. I'm excited that we have traction. I'm excited that we have a pathway to go to get members going. I'm excited about that. I'm excited that God has blessed me with the resource to be able to get out there and touch the that have the money to save us. I'm glad I get to look them in the eye and for our community's sake, hold them accountable when they get the money. We will be standing there. Guys like me, guys like you, Kev, guys like Sergeant Ming, the Bureau of Forefront that's always been that beacon of light when a lot of us didn't know where to go. You guys were the rock that kept me going, when it was at its darkest. You guys were that light that I could always see that was there, and I had the hope. And I don't know where I would be without you. Sense. This is why we're here. This is why that path, and now we get to hold them accountable to us. And guys, we're getting big. We're getting, and this community is unified. It's one voice. It's one sound. It's one direction. It's one vision. And anybody outside of that, well, I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but you're not a part of this group. Group is strong, and I'm excited to fight for it. I will take bullets for it, and I know the next man is going to stand up and fight alongside my body. So we're good to go. We're not taking prisoners. We're gonna make this community whole.
Bless you, Dorian, and thank you so much for them kind words regarding the Bureau. 2023, what can I say? The Bureau is nearing its 1 year of activity, okay? You're absolutely right, Dorian. Me and you have worked shoulder to shoulder over that time. We've seen heartache, we've seen pain over the last year. But what we've seen over the last couple of months with Dalversal is something really significant in the crypto space, okay? We've seen a community that's gone from breaking point, I've got to admit, complete breakdown, to something that is stronger than anything I've seen in the crypto space. I've got to admit this, yeah? And there is more to go. This is the fascinating bit that has really grabbed my attention over the last couple of months, specifically, okay? I see the strength of the communities coming together now. We didn't have this back in the last two platforms. We had a few cliquey people together where they used to work together, but not produce the togetherness, the unity that what we've got with the Dalversal platform. I can't help but mention again a member that we have in one of our Telegram groups, and I'm sure you know this lady, Dorian, Miss Transformer. That lady has come
Yes.
from, I notice people and I take people, you know, at face value. I see their strengths, their weaknesses. That lady has come from a normal member, what I would class as a normal member, to something absolutely crazy in the abilities that she can bring, not only to herself and Dalversal, but to other people. And this is the magical bit about not only the Bureau, but the Dalversal global community. Because once you get one or two people doing that, it rubs off onto other people. And Miss Transformer, Laverna, I think her name is a fine example of what we're looking at. So I'm a great believer in when one door closes, another door opens, okay? And what I want this show to be about is all, and the viewers, I want the viewers to see this as a special show explaining that 2023 and all the heartbreak that we did have, the pain, the suffering, the bad language from a lot of members, the misunderstandings, everything. I don't have to go through everything, but what I want to do is shut that door on everything that we went through back then. We'll never forget it, guys. I'm going to make sure we never forget it, because I'm a great believer in never losing our roots. You know, we always need to remember where we've come from. Doesn't matter where we're going, we could hit the top, but we always need to be humble. We always need to remember where we've come from, okay? And that's what shines that beacon of light. And when I close the door on 2023, I want to do it with my friends around me. I want to do it so that we can discuss those things and move into 2024 on a more positive note. There's plenty of people still out there that do not know about Dalversal, and we are the pioneers. We are those people that are going to find them people and give them the hope that we've found over the last couple of weeks. And it starts with your heart, guys. Look, Dalversal, okay? It's our duty. It's our duty to our fellow man, woman around the globe in order to bring that community together and make it work. This is what we came into this for. It really is. Dorian, you're a superstar, mate. I mean, what you are doing for your global community now is outstanding. Can you explain to the viewers what we've been talking about recently regarding the collaboration of our groups?
Oh my God, yes, it's amazing. I kind of look at my brain that just forges ahead, you know, running all directions to get things going. I'm not a very organized man, but I'm able to stay in my lane. What has happened is the detailed brain, the structured brains, the more organized brains, are putting together of people that are just going to give their time to help our members with everything from setting accounts, exchange accounts, understanding exchanges, understanding just moving money between exchanges. Of that, we're going to have volunteers helping people to take advantage of the platform, meaning just basic setting up accounts and making sure they're setting up right. And we're going to have members ready on a volunteers to help your member coming in, trying to set up an account and make sure their are correct. We're going to be helping members with their participation of getting their TFAs done, how to withdraw money from a targeted financial assistance program, how to do that, what to do once you have land, what does that mean, what does it mean when you have a plan, like what does it mean when you sell the land on and the resources that we get from that. So we're going to have a resource of professionals giving their time to help our community just be more informed. And we're bringing the leaders together, everybody doing a little bit to help the whole. Yeah. And guys, right now we are 80 nations strong, speaking one vision. And I can't tell you how powerful that is. I mean, we've got this show. This show is going to blow up because of that. Because this show is a part of that consortium of professionals, that consortium of people that are putting their time together. You know what? This show is going to blow through the roof. We've got another podcast, the Italian show that we do on Thursday. Yes, it's a totally different language, but it's going to be tied to this. It's going to be merged together. It's not that it's merged together, but we're going to work. We're not going to be working in chaos. We're going to be working together, headed in direction in one voice. I mean, this is actually bigger than Diversal. Our vision, our passion, our direction is bigger than Diversal. Don't even want to say Diversal's name because what we're doing is way bigger. The members in this community, what we're doing is so powerful that venture capitalists are looking at us right now, and we are definitely we're the steak. We're the steak, serves, we're the rum and coke, we're the appetizer. We're all of that, and they know it. And we're starting to get our stuff together. Like I said, I work well in chaos, but I also know chaos has a lid. Okay. So I'm now sitting in the corner and letting the brains, like, and some of the other leaders put it together. Kev's got that brain that's not going to work well in chaos. Kev's like, no, this is going to be organized, and now we can go through the roof. So we're getting guys like Kev together. This is the exciting part. And the guys like me that just run around like reckless abandon, we're falling in line with humility. We're not doing it with a power struggle, guys. We are doing it with humility, and that is so powerful. We never had that, Kev. There is no power struggle in that community.
And I've got to say it, guys. Yeah, I literally only found out about this within the last week, and this has blown my mind. Christmas was Christmas, don't get me wrong. We had presents, we had drink, we had food, just the same as any ordinary Christmas. But this Christmas has been so special because of that vision of what we're doing as a community, the community that I never knew we all had. But this is what we've been working on this last week, behind the scenes, okay? There are leaders out there doing training sessions already that are going to collaborate in with this show, and vice versa. We want to support them. I want to take you guys to those shows as well, so that we get information from all angles. I've explained this many, many times, guys. I don't know everything. Okay. I'm good, but not that good. Okay. I don't know. I never claim to know everything. But what we're doing is we're getting that diverse number of communities to come together and present what Dalversal are offering in their way, from their perspective. And this is the beauty of it, because nobody learns the same way either. What I'm telling you, you might not understand, but what Dorian can tell you, you might be able to understand it better. So what we're doing here is just expanding this to a global community so that we can all benefit, everyone. Okay, so this is what we're piecing together. We're very, very close to getting that schedule made up. It covers the whole week. Okay, once we get that, we'll be able to give you some more information about that. So moving on, okay, and Dorian, please don't go anywhere. Don't leave. Lock the doors. Don't let that guy out, because we will be coming back for some more information very shortly, Dorian. You're not in a rush, are you, bro?
I'm not in a rush. I'm with you, bro.
Excellent. No problem. Right. Okay. I just want to cover a couple of things, because don't forget that, guys, this is the end of year show. So what I want to do is go over a few things that are coming to an end. Okay. And I want to talk to Winnie. Let's bring Winnie on the pedestal. Howdy, Winnie. How are you?
Hello. Hello.
Oh, we've got the Superwoman on this evening. Excellent. You're bringing your superpowers to the Metaverse Masterminds tonight.
Fantastic.
Okay, I'm going to come straight out with it then. What's the first thing that springs to mind that is coming to an end very shortly from Dalversal? I've got a couple of things written down, so we'll mark them off as we go through them. But the reason I've said this, guys, is because we've still got another day or two to take advantage of it. So fire away, Winnie. The floor is yours.
5% bonus for all deposits.
And that ends on
the 31st, I believe. I'm not.
It is the 1st of January, but for the
January.
UK, it'll be, yeah. So, yeah, safely says it 31st. Yeah, it'll disappear in the back office.
That's right. There's so many things going on. They're all in there, but now, not the lands, the extended land promotion. That's going on until.
That's still going on. So mystery boxes.
The mystery boxes. That's it. Yeah.
That ends in 2 days' time. So those members that have a bronze land, they've been able to collect a mystery box every day in their Dalversal account. I got a 5DU again yesterday. That's 2 I've had so far. So, people get anything from, I think there was 1, 2, 3, and 5 DU. Is that correct? I think that's right.
Yeah, no 4, huh? Well, we're not complaining.
Did you do okay with it, Winnie?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I think I certainly got at least 1 5. Yeah.
So my count will be about $14, $15 so far. So I've done really well from that, to be fair. So that ends on the 1st of January. So don't forget, guys, if you've got a bronze plot or above, check in your back office. They refresh half an hour ago, actually. So 30 minutes ago, they refresh every 24 hours. So don't forget, collect your mystery box. So we've covered that one. We've covered the 5% bonus on all USD deposits. The other one ends on the 31st of December, and everybody can take part in this one. Go on, Winnie. Have you got it?
Dow Voice. Well, thanks, Sarah. She put it in the chat. I think it's the Dow Voice, Dalversal Dow Voice Community Hub.
Absolutely. The 50 DU airdrop. It's the last one. It closes on the 31st of December. I think this week was from the 25th to the 31st. Okay. So we've still got 2 or 3 days, guys, to get in there and type, post, emojis, gifts, anything you like to big up the Dalversal, big up the way you feel about Christmas, the way you feel about Dalversal have offered us all these opportunities. I've been in there, I've posted quite a few times, but I want you guys to take advantage of that. I want you guys to get a chance of getting that 50 DU, because I've had it once. I do believe Winnie's had it. Sarah's had it. So everybody's in the bureaus, as far as I'm aware, everybody in the bureaus had 50 DU. So get on there, guys. The link's in the chat room, Dalversal Voice, they call it. Get in there, post something nice. Wish Jonah and the team a happy new year or whatever. You stand a chance of possibly winning that 50 DU. Now then, I think that was it for the ones that are running out. Let me just double check. Yes, that's it. So, okay, Winnie, moving into 2024, what have we got that is continuing?
The extended land subscription.
That's right. I want to cover these because I don't want members to miss out. I want them to get them opportunities while they're still there. So yes, you're right. The elevated land subscriptions. Off the top of your head, can you remember how many that are allocated?
2 stone. Only 2 stone. 12 bronze.
Yeah.
9 iron and 5 electric and 5 industrial.
Right. Okay. Remind me not to allow you to do the next quiz because you're going to win. Okay. So Winnie's eradicated from the next prize draw. Okay.
Aww.
She's just too good at this. You're absolutely right, Winnie. Well done. Every member has that ability as well. Don't forget, guys. That one closes. Let me get this correct. That one closes on the 15th of January, guys. So up until then, you have that ability to purchase 2 stone, 12 bronze, 9 iron, and 5 industrial and 5 electric land plots, which, like we know, guys, other than stone, obviously, you'll get a 3x return on all the bronze, iron, and so forth. Okay. So that's a great opportunity to take advantage of these great Christmas and New Year gifts that Dalversal have offered us. Okay. Yeah, another one. Can you guess the next one?
Oh yes, the there's leaderboard. There's 2 leaderboards. There's the land sales leaderboard, which is the full staking land sale. No, it's
okay. It's the reassessment.
Is that
bonanza.
one? Yeah, that one. Yes, there's a weekly and there's a monthly thing, and that's going on until the 15th, I think.
So 21st.
21st. Cool.
That ends on the 21st. So can you remember the percentages, or do you want me to run through them?
It's 30% is going to the top 100. Every week there's a top 100.
That's right.
And that's well, I didn't realize because I didn't read it properly, but that's for the biggest amount in one go, isn't it? Not the total amount that you top up.
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know that either, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's 30% of the total.
Yeah. And that's given on a weekly basis while this campaign's going on.
And then 70% is the monthly, is going to be paid for the month, which is to everybody who takes part.
Absolutely, that's right.
And shared equally, which is kind of very well, I like that, isn't it? It's not about how much you put in, but it's shared equally.
Do you know what, Winnie? This is what I love about Dalversal, and I put a post in their group earlier on. What Dalversal are offering, anybody can take advantage of that. What we had in these 2 previous platforms, I always said, you've got to be privileged to be able to take part in these. And that's the thing that really bugged me about the other 2 platforms. Okay. This one, you don't need to be right at the top in order to enjoy those benefits. And like you just said, the reassessment, just to clarify on this, guys, 10% of every dollar or DU that gets put into the reassessment, that's 10% of all the reassessment amount is put into that prize pool. Okay. And 70% of that is split between anybody that reassesses their plot. Okay, so that's fantastic. I mean, that's based on how much you put in. Obviously, you'll get a bigger stake if you reassess a bigger amount, no doubt, but everybody wins. Everybody gets a share of that prize pool, which is fantastic. That reassessment isn't just to help you while you're doing it. There's your second bonus. So not only are you stacking your own fruit, they're throwing you more fruit. The fruit basket's overflowing, guys. Good job. I like fruit. So yes, and the next bit of wonderful news, which is ongoing, as far as I'm aware, there's no cutoff date, guys, is the AP2K. Okay, the introduction of the 2000 DC package for those members that have less than 5,000 pending rewards. Now, again, I've seen a few members that haven't quite got enough, or it doesn't suit them. You can't please everybody, but I'm sure in the future there might be something available as well. So we've just got to hang on in there, guys. What Dalversal are showing us is they're listening. They're listening and they're responding. Read the posts in the Dow Voice group. They're telling us we need to know your input. We need to know what you want. They can't do it if they don't know. So it's a 2 thumbs up from me regarding Dalversal and their engagement with the community. So I'm going to go back over to Dorian, because I'm going to get this out once and for all, because it's inside me and I want to release it. Dorian, would you like to announce the biggie that's coming on the 3rd of January regarding planets, sir?
Oh, that is huge. Guys, we're going to be able to, it is normal. We're going to be able to donate planets to communities that really need it. And that is a huge plus. I was thinking poor, or like not poor, let me just say, regions could use an economic resource boost. Okay. I was looking at it in terms of what Sergeant Ming was going to use it for in Korea, what I was thinking about using it for in the Philippines, thinking of what that would mean for us to donate a whole planet of our ecosystem to a community that can, where their communities can take advantage of our ecosystem and offer the resources of 1,000 parcels of land, what that would mean for getting that whole community started in our ecosystem. It's huge. Before we just couldn't give away a planet. It was just impossible. We couldn't give away anything. So now the haves can donate to the have-nots and get them going. And this is a global thing. And I know Sergeant Ming and I talked about what some of the things we wanted to work on in Asia and in some other parts of the world. And these being able to donate planets is a big part of it, changing people's lives and helping them, be able to just have a better way of just, let's say, up in their lifestyle. Let's put it that way.
That's right, Dorian, and thank you for trying to explain that to the members. I've made a few notes here to clarify the finer details regarding what Dorian's just said. It's absolutely right, guys. On the 3rd of January, so we're less than a week away, I think, we will get the ability to transfer our planets to another Dalversal owner. Okay. So let me give you the lowdown of how that happens. So it begins on the 3rd of January. And by the way, guys, we have had the authority to announce this within this show. Okay. I needed to clarify that with our Planet Node manager to make sure that we weren't jumping the gun and announcing something that hadn't been, put together properly and announced yet, but we've had the confirmation. Okay, so from the 3rd of January, members can transfer their planets to another Dalversal account. Okay, they do that by the way of UID. They would need the other person's user identification number. Okay, there's a fee for doing this of 20 DU. Okay, from the sender, the person that's sending the planet, it would cost them 20 DU to send that to another account holder. Okay, there's no limit to how many times that planet can be forwarded to another member. Okay, but there is a slight stipulation to the transaction fee. The 20 DU that it's cost you, the first person, will go up by 10%. So that 20 DU would then be 22 for the second owner. They would have to spend 22 to send it to the third owner. And then they would have to spend another 10% to send it on. Do you get my drift? Yeah. So there's an increase of 10% every time you forward it on. Okay. And don't forget, guys, there's no limit to how many times you can forward this on, which opens the door to other strategies. Exactly what Dorian has just mentioned. And I will bring Sergeant Meng on in a minute to give us his perspective, because that guy is a powerhouse for working out strategies of how to work best for the community so that all members benefit from this. Okay. So the additional 10% is added and accumulated with that transfer fee. There are terms and conditions applied regarding the planet referral rewards. Now, I didn't want to go into this because it's not a training session. We're just announcing the news, okay? But just be aware that there will be terms and conditions regarding the planet referral rewards. They are available, but you're going to have to read through them like ourselves, and we will be doing training sessions on that so that people understand fully what that means. You don't have to use the referral rewards, but it is available there. So can I bring Sergeant Meng on to give us his interpretation? What do you think, Meng? It's a wonderful opportunity for moving forward, don't you think?
Yeah, you know, and the thing about this is that the possibilities are endless on these type of planet transfers. You know, you could potentially rent out a planet, you know, as long as you have a good connection with the person that you're transferring it to. You know, you guys can do a contract and just say, hey, you know what, you can rent this out for 6 months, you know, so that way this individual can then reap the benefits of you know, filling that planet up and getting the planet taxes and so forth, you know, and getting the rewards from that, because we got to remember planet taxes also help us, you know, with charging our TFA as well, you know, so that in itself is already a good achievement, you know, by being able to acquire something for a limited time, if you choose to go that route. But for me, it's more for helping out, you know, like Dorian said, we got to help out these smaller, less fortunate, you know, countries that, you know, especially where we have members that they live in these, you know, in small villages that, you know, that gave everything that they have, you know, just to, you know, to be able to, you know, that we're given promises of being rich from, you know, back in the hyper days, you know, so that's the people that, you know, and the members that I want to look after. So this actually, you know, would help out these different members and be able to onboard them and help them, you know, move into a better lifestyle.
Yeah, that's great, Meng, what you've come up with there, because we do understand through many posts and messages that we've received, not recently, this has been going on for months, how people were basically told untruths, let's put it that way, about how the previous platforms were going to be all hunky-dory and brilliant, and they were going to make everybody millionaires and everything. What we can do here is demonstrate exactly what is on the table so that everybody is fully informed of what we can do, what we can offer, and what we can take advantage of. Now, as Meng quite rightly pointed out there, let's say, for instance, I'm looking at a stone planet, because don't forget, guys, this can be done with any planet, not just the planets that give RC rewards. This applies to stone land as well, stone planet as well. So a stone planet, if it was fully plotted, I think it gives 60 DU a day, if I remember right. Okay, and like Sergeant Meng just explained, that 60 DU a day can go a long way towards helping with a TFA. Okay, so if you wanted to help somebody specifically and you had that good relationship with them, you could forward them that at a cost of 20 DU and allow them to reap those benefits, speed that TFA up, help them along, and then, you know, it's like what they do, what's it called? Pay it forward, I think they call it, where you do somebody a good deed and then they pass it on to somebody else. I think this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. Dorian, I can see you smiling and laughing. Have you come across this before? I bet you're saying, you know, these guys are so full of strategy and ways to make it work with the communities. Come on, mate, give us your opinion. What's your perspective?
That's kind of exactly where I'm at. It's like that's where my brain is. It's yes, we can help the communities, and we should help the smaller, less fortunate communities. But let's not forget about the TFAs. We want those at 100%. Some of us are able to get our TFAs done. We're able to get package A, package B, the 2K done, and it with some of the planets or some of the investments that we had, and they made it available to us to help our friends that have less resource, so we can go, hey, I'm withdrawing from my targeted financial assistance program. I invested in. I've done it. Now let's get your TFA done, and I can go, boom. Here's a planet that's going to assist you, and I can get their TFA going. I can say, look, man, you got to pay it forward, or you're not getting my planet. You know, you can get 2 or 3 planets, but you're going to pay it forward. You don't pay it forward, you know, we're gonna lock you out. You know, so it's a pay it forward kind of. No man left behind, no man, no woman, no member left behind. And that's kind of, you know, if they meet that criteria, I'm looking to get them a planet, you know, to help them get their TFA done.
Exactly. This is it. Boom, drop the mic. That's the way it goes, guys. This is what the Bureau, this is what these big leaders are all about. This is why you guys know you're in the right space, okay? Because we've made it the right space. We have great minds that are running this show, okay? Simple as that. We think of other people. This is what this is what it's all about. We're thinking of you guys, not just us. I get asked many a times, how did you get? Because I've just recently, Christmas Day, that was my best present, I'll tell you guys. I hit 100% on my TFA pack 5K, which was wonderful. It was great. It's a great Christmas present, yeah? But people say, how did you do it? That's not an easy answer to do. And the best advice I can give people is attend these shows that we're creating and putting together right now. As we speak, I can guarantee that there's some leaders in the USA that Dorian has got in his network that are working on putting this schedule together. And I do apologize, Dorian. I know I've got to send you some info regarding this for my WhatsApp account or something. I've got to get it active. I've got to do something about it. So it's still going on in the background. So you guys know, okay, you know that you're in the right space because these people are thinking about you. How can we help you? I do it with Trucker Fletch. Trucker Fletch will bring you on in a second because everybody is special. Everybody's got a part within this machine. That's what it's like. It's a machine, guys. And everybody knows an engine will not run if it's not finely tuned. If you haven't got the right cogs or spark plugs, for instance, the right people in the right position. That's what this takes. And this is what we're achieving right now. Okay. So this Christmas holiday is really significant. It's giving everybody the ability to create that network of collaboration with those that can help everybody else. I'm getting distracted by some wonderful messages. I'm going to give this chat out. Yeah. A lot from my new Hungarian team. We go into the moon. Diversity is full of chance and wonderful people. Thanks a million. Siani Uata. Awesome. Absolutely. And please, guys, pop it in the chat box. Where are you guys from? Say hello to the studio. Say hello to the world. We're here for you. We want to know where you've come from, where we are transmitting to, where you're sharing your messages from. Let's bring Trucker Fletch on. Let's have a natter to Trucker Fletch and see how he's keeping. Poor old Trucker Fletch has had a bad tooth. How's it going, Chris?
Yeah, it's been horrible all Christmas. I've spent most of it in bed. I'm 57 years old and I'm teething. I've actually got a tooth breaking through. So it's been cold things to keep my tooth cool, and it's not been nice. But other than that, we're getting there. Talking about all this, about the past and that. On my laptop, I've got I don't know what it is. It's iCloud or something, and every now and then it pops up with memories. And it popped up with a memory just before we come on the show tonight, with a screenshot I took on the 30th of December 2021. I think we must have been in hyper fun, I think, back then. And it was kicking out 199 HU. Now, a lot of people were cashing theirs in. I didn't. I stuffed mine back in. I kept stuffing it back in on all the platforms. And at the moment, 199 HU would come in bloody handy. But like everybody else, we're just doing the best we can, slowly but surely, climbing a mountain to get to the top. So it's just weird that this photograph with the screenshot popped up. I would say about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour before we come on the show, and I thought, wow, things gone that different. But we're saying that I shoved it all back in. Now it's just a way of figuring out to get it all back out again. Because a lot of people were cashing theirs in. A lot of people stopped when the platform stopped working and we went on to another one. A lot of people stopped rebuying. And every single penny I got coming out, I rebuy, and kept ramming it back in. And that's why I've got the assets I have now. But whereas a lot of people have stopped rebuying, they haven't got the assets I've got. So now it's just, we put the assets in there. Now I've just got to get them out.
That's right, Chris. And what we're doing now, like I've just explained to the viewers, there is so much work going on behind the scenes. It's crazy. I didn't realize until this work, when I finally touched base with Dorian, because tracking these guys down is terrible because they're so busy racing around everywhere. I do believe Dorian's due to go back out into Dubai very soon. And like I say, it's just catching them. But once we catch up with them, they've got the time to really speak in depth with us and give us a great update on what's going on. And the last time I spoke with Dorian and Meng, it blew my mind what's coming. It really did. Now, we understand that not every member has that privilege to be in them calls. But this is what this Metaverse Mastermind's about, is to share that knowledge with you, keep you up to date with what's going on as much as we can, introduce you to the new announcements. There was another thing. I've got a new one for you. Okay. It was announced the other day that Dalversal are going to bring out a new set of tutorials and so forth. And I got slightly confused with this, I admit. Yeah. And I thought that they wanted to do it themselves. That's not the case, guys. The case is so that we can get direct access to the information that we need in order to disseminate that info to guys like you. Okay, so that we've got it firsthand, we've got it on the nail, so that we're not like we were back in Hypernation and Hyperverse, not knowing whether we, presenting the right information or not. It's fantastic what these guys are putting into place. Guys, this was the 28th of December, when everybody's on holiday, enjoying their festive spirits, yeah? And all this is going on behind closed doors, and it's all piecing together. And I'm like, whoa, mate, like Dorian said, how do we keep up with people like Sergeant Meng when this is going on? The only thing we can do, guys, is listen, attend these calls, and understand from the foundation of what we're doing here that we're doing it for you. Yeah, this is the beauty of it. What we got from Maria, hugs from my German and Dominican team too. So happy. That's right. Dominican Republic, Germany. I think we got one from Sweden, didn't we, Winnie?
Yes. There's a lady from Sweden.
I'm just scrolling back. We've got Robert from Germany. Good evening,
Germany.
Siana from Sweden. That's the one. Good evening, Siana. I've not seen you on the show before. It's fantastic that you've posted in the chat box. Then we get to know who's coming in to see our show. You're more than welcome every Friday, 8 p.m. UK time. And I did a translation for Dorian earlier on. I think it's 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Is that right, Dorian? This time zone change, it blows my mind every time, sir. Is it 2 p.m. it starts, yeah? You're muted, Dorian.
2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern.
That's it. Yeah. That's the only thing that really gets me. And I've got Time Buddy, I think they call it, in my browser, connected to my browser, so that every time we do a show, I just refer to that and hopefully get the right times. But like I said, guys, the schedule for the week should be released very soon when these leaders have put it together, and it's going to be phenomenal, guys. I've seen some of the shows that they put together. I dropped in on one the other day and kept very quiet just to see how they work, and it's brilliant. It's good to see how other members do their shows, do their training sessions. It's wonderful. We can all learn together. We really can. So, Sergeant Meng, would you like to come back on and say something about training or any of the shows, the Metaverse Masterminds? Have you attended the Italian podcast yet? Because I haven't.
I'll jump onto theirs every now and then whenever I have time. Everything they do. It's very thought out. This Italian team is phenomenal. Daniel, Marco, I'll speak for them. I mean, these guys are just phenomenal leaders. They have this video of how to charge your TFA package within like, I think it was like within 2 months or something like that. And it's these guys are just crazy at doing what they're doing. So yeah, I mean, completely different than Metaverse Masterminds. This is a show of its own. Metaverse Masterminds. I always say, Kevin, you do such wonderful work, and then we have our own on Sundays. Unfortunately, not this Sunday, but on Sundays we have our global community training Zooms too. That we dive into more details on different ways to enhance your experience. And when I say enhance your experience, it's not just only about the TFA. It's also about, MySpace. It's about, GameFi. It's about Web3. Web3 is where we're going. Dalversal is bringing us into this Web3 era. So we're going to be learning more. We're going to be diving more into these different, aspects of Dalversal.
I could speak on the Italians too. Them like Kev, both of those guys. I call the Italian team the Daniels of the world, the Marcos of the world, the Mauricios, the Fabricios of the world, and those guys are like the godfather of this. You know, when they're like our muscle guys. When they help turn no's into yeses. We're in Dubai. I will be with the Godfather team. When I say Godfather team, I'll be backed up with the Italians. And just like you, they sing your voice. They may be speaking a different language, but man, it is so cool when their eyes turn red and they're fighting for this community. It is a beautiful sight to see. You just got to get out of the way and let those Italians work. But I completely appreciate them. And guys, it's there's a lot more coming. A lot more is coming down the pipe. And some of it I want to talk about, but I don't want to get myself in trouble. You know, I just know it's good. You know, I got a smile from ear to ear, and I'm happy for us. What's coming for us. Guys, I can tell you, you know, being a guy that's seeing it eye to eye and not watching a mask and not seeing it and getting it from a third or fourth party's opinion, I'm getting it from ground zero, man. And in some cases, I'm in the trenches at ground zero. So when I come back, you know, the Italians are keeping me in one piece. They're keeping us in one piece. I'm telling you. They are. We got our eye on the button, man. And so there's some lot of stuff coming out in January, I hope, because it's needed. Guys, I want to say it, but I can tell you it's needed. And it's going to be coming soon, you know. So the one thing I can say about Diversal and their venture capitalists and their CMO, the CTO, the CMO, they are looking at us and they're trying to keep the pulse of our community. And they're allowing our community to govern itself. And I just love them for that. They could have said, Dorian, sit in the corner. We don't want to listen to you. They're not doing that, man. They don't always agree, but they definitely, I respect them for listening. So since they're listening, there's a lot coming out. They've got a lot of work to do. So sometimes we got to get out of their way, give them pause so they can get their stuff done. So I really appreciate the tie-ins. Their show is critical. We've got a video, Kev, of them explaining, we call it the crazy Italian approach to the TFA. And it's nuts how they finished their TFA. Sergeant Ming watch it, and that's what he's talking about. Maybe one day we get them on your show. We do a podcast on their show, and then we do another one on your show. We stream it all together. We get the Germans, the Americans, we get our 80 nations together, and we promote both shows. It helps both shows, right? And then we get it, and we just call it the crazy Italian approach, you know. And then we put it on both shows, and the world can see how crazy, lovable our Godfather people are. Okay, so we should probably do something like that. It would be good. Be a good thing.
Yeah, definitely, Dorian. Yeah, I'm up for that for sure. Actually, I had seen that a promotion, or it was while I was flicking around YouTube, I think I saw that crazy Italian approach for the TFA or something, some title like that. So I will get to watch that. It looked fascinating at the time. What I want to remind guys as well is that the language barrier is not an issue either, not now, because what we do with our shows is maybe the people in Germany that don't speak English and so forth, they maybe can't take part in this live. But what we do now, we activate the subtitles on all our shows across the board now, not just the Metaverse Masterminds, but the training sessions too. So that after the recording has been finalized, YouTube fits in all the subtitles and they can be translated to the language of wherever that viewer is, to their nationality, to their nation's language, if you like. I watched the Crazy Italian TFA video. It's excellent. Oh, right. Okay, Winnie, recommended. I will get to watch that then. So, yeah,
there's another
Go
one
ahead,
coming.
Dorian.
There's another one coming. It's the Germans. Now, this is how I rate the Germans. The Italians are definitely certifiably crazy, and they will admit it. And I love them for it. The Germans are conservative, methodical, and consistent. And it's powerful. I'm telling you. So if we're going to have the German methodical, mythical strategy for doing the TFA, and I don't know what we're going to call it. Maybe we let the Germans name it, but it's different. The Italians are crazy. Germans are methodical, and it's a great program, and a lot of people can follow it. I just don't know what to call it yet, and I like to call it conservative, mystical approach to the TFA. I don't know, German style, you know. And then we had the Germans, and we have podcasts, and maybe we have them speak German, or maybe we have a translator. I don't know, but everything's out there, and we've got to do it. I know they're going to do it. The Germans have just been very busy working on things, and then I know they're going to get together and work on some PowerPoints and do something like that, because I love their approach too. I saw it, and it is amazing, Kev. What the Germans are doing is powerful. It's different than the Italians, but it's definitely just as powerful as the crazy Italians approach. It's just more methodical and conservative in nature. Okay. I like both.
Excellent. So, guys, you can see from firsthand, you're getting this information from the horse's mouth, so to speak, that what's happening now, as you can see, is community run. We are in command, if you like. We are the ones that are moving the whole platform forward. And it's good to point this out, to highlight this fact, Dorian, because this is something I identified about. I had a conversation with Meng about this the other night, how, especially with the Bureau, I think that was where the conversation started from, the Bureau, how we got to that position about a month or 6 weeks ago, where we realized that the opening of the door to Dalversal was for us, for the community, for the leaders, for those that were prepared to step forward. Again, we've not had this before. Nobody's really been in that situation to move forward, take the reins and say, do you know what, guys, I'm going to do it. And I can't help but bring that lady back into the conversation, Miss Transformer, who is in the chat room at the moment. I've seen a message, because that is the perfect example of what I'm speaking about. Anybody can do this. In fact, we encourage it, because if anybody does it, if everybody does it, what a wonderful global community we could create out of this. And this is our intention, to be able to empower people every day as we move forward. Meng, how's the Hmong community doing? We've not heard anything for a week or two. How are they doing over there?
We're growing. We're, every day we're growing. I've just got in touch with what, I had one of my team leaders get in touch with an old OCS within that community that has about 7,500 members under her. And, we're getting ready to onboard more people. I know that they didn't get the right instructions on how to, move their accounts into Hyper Community and into Dalversal. So there's a lot of fixing up that we got to go in and take a look at. But Yeah, man, it's growing. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get bigger. More people are waking up to Diversal. So 2024 is just gonna be even better than what it is now.
That's right, and I do believe that this ability to move planets is going to help in that process, no doubt.
Definitely being able to transfer planets is going to be key and vital to be able to help out these leaders, you know, that didn't get that opportunity, that came in late, or, you know, new leaders, especially new leaders in these different countries, you know, that you know, that we have, you know, seen them step up from the ashes of hyper and are now taking charge of the community that has been lost in these, you know, these smaller communities, you know. So there's a lot of good things that are going to be coming out, that, you know, that Dorian and I have been talking about, on helping out with a lot of these Eastern Asian countries, and, you know, going from the Philippines to Korea to, you know, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, any other countries, you know. And it's not just only for these countries. If other leaders want to take part with what we're trying to do and try to achieve, reach out to us, man. Let's make this a global effort.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for that, Meng. I've just had a comment in the chat box from Steve Arnett on planet transfers. Let me highlight it. On planet transfers, would they also be able to resale a planet? Yeah, because that's what it is. If once you've transferred that to the next member, that planet belongs to them then, and they can resell that on to another Diversal account. So yes, absolutely. I mean, it's almost like trading NFTs, guys. It's on the same basis of the NFT approach, if you like. So what we could do is say we're in a good position, we've got a great downline, we're making a wonderful daily reward, we build a planet up in order to maximize those land plots on that planet, and we see a community that's struggling, like Sergeant Meng mentioned, we could then forward it to them. And like Dorian acknowledged the fact that the one of the friendly rules would be, once you're on your feet, pass it on to the next community, become part of this huge global network that we're building, because that's the beauty of it. From an acorn, you can grow a great oak, guys. You know, this is where we've come from. I'm a humble member coming from absolutely nothing in Hyperfund. I had very little in Hyperverse, Hypernation, and look at how I've grown. And that's through blood, sweat and tears, if you really must know, but it's through determination that we will find a solution to this issue that we've had over a year or two. Now we're getting to the true beauty and strength of not only what we're being offered, but the people that are following us, the people who are still with us that maybe are on the fence looking in. What they need is what we can give. We can give the information, we get the information, we're part of the information. Because when you're part of it and creating it, how can it go wrong? Think about it, guys. Winnie, what's your take on this whole conversation? I don't want to leave you out, love. How do you feel about this?
Well, I was just thinking about when I first came across somebody called Kev Barefoot way back in maybe when I first joined Discord in maybe a year ago in November. And I didn't know much about what I was in Hyperverse, and then I joined Hibernation, and then I went to Discord, and there was all this like crazy stuff and people, really angry people. And I went back to the beginning, and I went through all the messages, and certain voices, particularly one voice, kept standing out. I thought, this Kev Barefoot guy seems really sensible. And so that's how I came across. I thought, yeah, I noticed. And there were other names that I've since gone back, because it still exists, I think, doesn't it? And I know Dorian was there. Dorian was there.
New Beginnings was one of them, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
I was New Beginning.
You were New Beginnings.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And so
it's funny how you put a face to it.
Yeah.
So we were the acorns. We were those acorns back in the day that have just flourished and grown into great oaks. Now, guys, we can do it. You can do it too. I think that's the message that we're putting across today. We're moving on into 2024, Winnie. I think we've all got that ability to do this, haven't we?
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's going to be fun. I can't wait. Before, we didn't know what each other looked like. We only saw a text, right?
Yeah.
And our text, it's funny. This is my first seeing what Kev, second time seeing what Kev looked like, right? But I always loved him from his text messages. We were fighting the same battle even before we knew we were on the same side. I backed Kev up, but Kev backed me up. Kev did not know I was a country black guy from the Midwest, barefoot all the time with a cap. Kev had no idea who I was, but in vision, we were the same color, same country, same person. So when I realized Kevin, when we finally met, on a more intimate level, we didn't need to say much. We already agree. It's like we're already there. I got his back, he's got mine. It's
that's right.
There is no question about it. That's why this thing is going to work, because we've done the work. We've cried. We did the tears. We did the praying. We've fallen. For people to grow, to work, you got to fall. I was a wrestler, and I remember wrestling. I was a state champion wrestler, and I went undefeated. I remember everybody looking at me and going, "Wow, man, you're so good. You're so good. You're such a good fighter." And I was like, "Do you know how many times I lost?" I lost a lot. I had to learn to lose. I had to sharpen the knife. I had to wrestle guys that kicked my butt over and over and over and over again. So when I looked at those guys and they asked me, like, "How did you win?" I was like, "Man, to lose." And then I didn't give up. I kept going. Now I'm winning. Now I'm the one kicking the butt. That's how I see us, guys. We've fallen. We've been hit. We've cried. I'm sure Kev has cried. I used to walk around my house and scream. Ah! I didn't know I was screaming. I just had to scream because I didn't know what to do. And I'm sure Kevin had his moments too. His wife was probably like, "Babe, it's okay." And Kev's like, "I don't know what to do. Well, I'm just gonna scream." I was probably with Kev. I'm walking around just Wah! Until I found a path, and we're all a little like that. But now I'm loopy with this journey and this path and these new friends. Like, guys.
Okay, Dorian, I'm going to ask you, Dorian, to honorably answer this question that I'm going to put on screen now. I don't know whether you can read it, from Bastille. And we really do understand where you're coming from, Baz. Baz's message says, "It better work, people. I'm putting my hard-earned cash in this." Okay, Dorian, would you like to respond to this? I've got my way of responding, but I'm going to give you the honor, sir. We all understand this, don't we?
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
I completely understand where you're coming. We all have invested money. And the best way I can put it is never invest what you can't handle to lose. Never do that. And I would always, like, before I remember, and I'm going to be honest with you, just straightforward and honest. Before I went to Dubai, when I came back from Dubai, and I knew I was going to do this thing, I talked to the people closest to me, mother, family, kids, and we were all unified in saying, we're not putting another dollar in. I mean, it was like unified. It went from that to we bought a bronze land. Then I bought an iron land. Then I bought a planet. Then I bought another planet. But the whole time I was doing that, I was taking responsibility for my decisions. I wasn't given responsibility to no one else. So the best thing I can tell you, the best advice I can give you is don't invest more than what you can bear to lose. Stay within your compass. Don't use mine. Don't use Kevin's. Use yours. Stay within that. The second thing I would tell you is once you do that, take responsibility for it. Please don't pass it to no one else. And then have a positive mind about it. Positive. Stay around positive people. Negative people bring more negativity. We've all had loss. We're all scared. I mean, we all have it. That funny feeling in the stomach. And another thing I can tell you, if you got that funny feeling in the stomach, you are living. You're a human being and you're living, and change is about to happen. Change doesn't happen until you got that funny feeling, that weird feeling, and you don't know what's going on. And welcome to where we all are.
Yeah.
I congratulate you, buddy, for being brave and staying in.
Absolutely. I'll just add a couple of things to that, Dorian. Thank you very much for pointing out the obvious. Obvious to us, but not obvious to some people. What I will add to that is you've made the first step. You've come to the show. You've come to the show, and that's engagement. That's plugging in. That shows your ability to take the stand and be responsible for your own actions. Okay, this reaps rewards. This reaps success. Okay, I came into this arena back in Hyperfund with one thing in mind: self-sovereignty. Okay. When you understand what self-sovereignty is and you stick to that goal, you will succeed. It's not an easy ride, but it's a responsible ride. And Dorian has hit every note along the way, because that's what it's all about. It's being about responsible in every aspect of what you're doing in this arena. And believe me, guys, this arena is very fruitful if you hold that belief that you can do it. Nobody can do it for you. We've got some fantastic leaders. We've got some fantastic speakers. But ultimately, that member, that individual has to understand it. They have to grow with it, and they have to make that final decision. Do I want to do this? Do I want to succeed? If I want to succeed, then it's down to me to make it succeed. And like I say, Baz, I'm not ironing over the bumps. There's been many, many bumps along this road, which I'm sure you know about. Okay. But what I'm saying is, sir, you've made the biggest step in your journey by coming to this show. I do recommend going to as many tutorials as you can, plugging into the Telegram groups and Discord groups, because with the fact that you've come here shows me your responsibility for where you're aiming to end up. Okay, so I hope that's answered that question. Okay, before we move on to the next question, I'm going to have a quick intermission, give my voice a break, have a quick drink, and I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Metaverse Masterminds, broadcasting across multiple social networks including YouTube, Twitter, and Telegram. Join in the lively chat. Get your messages sent direct into the studio where the panel of experts are ready to take your questions.
Welcome back to the studio, Metaverse Masterminds. I hope you enjoyed that short intermission, that promotional advert created by our very own private Buddykins. Thank you, Buddy, for doing that. That's fantastic. May I just say that while that promo video was running, I took a quick look through the chat group, and this is what community is about, guys. And what I want to do is give a special thank you to those that participated in the end of that conversation. We've got Steve, Winnie, Maria, Laverne again, and Baz. This is what should be happening, guys. When people communicate together, we can't do it for you, Baz, but this is what we want to encourage. Talking, because talking within the community creates results. It creates comfort. It creates answers. We do understand that money is really precious nowadays for everyone, not just those at the bottom, for everyone. Money's a really hard thing to earn nowadays, and the bumpy road ahead, for anybody in the crypto space. They've got to be careful. They've got to take that responsibility themselves. So thanks everybody for, pitching in and giving your perception of this conversation as well. It's important that people do this. This is what the show's all about. Okay, the final part of this show, what we at now, an hour and a half. The final part of this show, what I would like to do, I'll start, and what I'm going to do now is, we're coming into the brand new year of 2024 in the next 3 days, guys. And what I would like to do is say, what would you like to see in the Metaverse Masterminds show as a whole? Because what we're going to do, we're going to keep it as it is. We're going to collaborate with Dory and all those wonderful leaders and speakers and trainers and create this schedule for the full week. But what would you like to add to the actual show? So Winnie, have you, and I want to come to all the panel guests to have a say on this. So Winnie, you're the person that is my wingman, if you like, on most of our shows. So what would you like to see? Is there anything specific you'd like to change within the show in 2024?
Well, just have more people join us. I mean, this is great. It's just great to have people, like the people that we know and that we meet in the chat and in the groups. It's just keep coming on. It's because it's so wonderful, even if it's just for a brief bit. And I know a lot of people aren't necessarily comfortable speaking in front of the camera. I mean, I still find it weird, but that doesn't matter. So more, just that continuing. And it doesn't matter whether you're a leader or you're just one individual member. Everybody is valuable. What you have to say is valuable. Yeah.
Can I remind viewers about last week's show? I mean, that was wonderful. And Patricia blew my mind with the information that she brought to the show. That's the sort of thing that I would like to see, an alternative look towards the whole crypto scene rather than just Dalversal focused.
Yes, actually, I was thinking that. You reminded me. I was thinking about that and making it broader because we're so into Dalversal, but having Patricia on it reminded me of the stuff that we take for granted, that not everyone knows how to do, of setting up wallets and stuff, which made me I wanted to share something, if that's okay.
Of course it is.
Now I was thinking, because I mean, I'm slightly embarrassed about it, but I think it doesn't matter how long you've been into crypto. I got scammed. My MetaMask got scammed because, we all know that we shouldn't give our seed phrase away. But I was on another, it wasn't to do with Dalversal, but it was on another platform and somebody contacted me, and I thought that they were support, and I wasn't paying attention. And they said, go to this site. And I went to this website and I entered my seed phrase. Now it's like, how did I do that? Anyway, I didn't have much in my wallet. but I eventually realized, and there was some Ethereum in there, which is not there anymore. But I thought, well, yeah, it can happen. We can just like stop paying attention for a moment. But
okay.
Okay,
Winnie, thank you, because that takes courage to, that's why you're in the Bureau, I'll tell you straight, yeah? Because it takes courageous members to own up to mistakes. I do it. I own up to any mistakes. I've burnt $50, 50 USDT. This was going way back in Hyperverse, I think. Sent it to a silly wallet address and just lost the money. Luckily that's the only thing that I've really done. But I hold my hands up with any problems. But the best thing that we can do with this is share that with everybody else, because even though it maybe didn't affect the other person, it will teach them to check twice next time to make sure that they didn't do it, themselves. So thanks for sharing that, Winnie. That's good. These shows are specifically for that, sharing our own experiences, good, and in this case, pretty crap, to be honest. Did you lose a lot? Do you mind me asking?
It was about $50 or maybe $60 because Ethereum's gone up. Not a huge amount. I mean, it would have been nice, but not massive. I've lost more.
Okay, well, hopefully with Dalversal's help and the community around you, we'll soon make that back for you.
Yeah.
Okay, was there anything you want to add, or shall we move on to Trucker Fletch to get his...
move on. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thanks.
Okay, Trucker Fletch, what would you like to see as additional content to these shows in 2024?
I think it'd be good to try and get to meeting or get them on here, the different communities, to see how massive this Dalversal is, because it's what we see on here is a little community. We get the regulars on here, but from what I'm hearing, there's thousands and thousands of people all over the world, and it'd be good to somehow get them all together so we could see how big this movement is. And something else that has really stuck in my mind was Patricia from last week, and also I can't remember what her name is, but that lady that did the
meditation.
The meditation, that's it.
Yes,
she was absolutely banging. To get people on like that to sort of diversify a little bit out.
Yes.
So that people from different, so we're not just so concentrating on one thing. Something like that makes you realise that there's more to the world than what we're seeing.
Absolutely.
And what she did that night was absolutely awesome. Both of those ladies are absolutely really banged it in. That wow, they would definitely get me to something to think about. More of that, definitely more of that.
And again, you've said it yourself just then, saying those two ladies. Don't forget, Women in Crypto was the title of last week's show. So we do want to highlight the fact that women are very powerful in this ecosystem as well as fellas. And I say, guys, don't forget that the health side of the crypto space, not just Dalversal, but within these shows, we're on episode 16 now. We've actually done 19 shows because we've done 3. I think there's 3 metaversations, 2 is it? So we've done 18 shows, I believe. But I will say that the health side, the health concerns of the metaverse has been brought up a number of times. Not to say it's a bad thing, not say that metaverse is a bad thing, but to acknowledge the fact that we need to nurture our health. Get out into the fresh air from time to time. Don't just be stuck on electronic gadgets 24/7. I'm a stickler for it. I should practice what I preach because I'm constantly on devices. Hence my neurological problems, not helping one bit. But what I will say is I fully agree with you on those 2 scores regarding them 2 ladies. They were golden to our show. So let's bring on Sergeant Meng. This will be interesting. Sergeant Meng, what would you like to see, if anything, change to Metaverse Masterminds?
To be honest, I wouldn't change it, because I think, it's a show of its own. The only thing I would add to it would just be like, more individuals coming on, in different areas. I've been working hard on trying to, incorporate some, different people, like like from YouTube, different leaders within the YouTube channels, and see if we can get them on, so I'm in talks with that, and we'll see how that goes too. So let's I wouldn't change it in any bit, but just add to it.
Do you know what? I was waiting and I wondered who would say it first. And I had a little bet with myself. I thought it'd be you. Don't change it. Right, guys. Metaverse Masterminds is unique. It always has been, it always will be. And I love that answer. And thank you, Meng, because that is what I was looking for. But don't get me wrong, I do want to add these other aspects too. But my foundation thought is exactly that. I don't want to change it, but I want it to be community driven as much as possible. Okay, our special guest for the evening, Dorian, can you add anything to everything that anyone else has said? Go ahead, sir. Make my day.
I knew that I would agree with Sergeant Ming. Whatever he, I knew I would agree with him, and now I know I'm going to agree with you, Kev. I don't agree with changing. I think you have to stay and true to who you are and what you're doing. If you change this show, Kev, you're changing why I'm actually here in the first place. You understand? I'm here in the first place because you didn't follow the bouncing ball. I wouldn't be here with you, Sergeant, if you were following the bouncing ball type. You're not the type of man that's, you're going to say it how it is. It's not always going to be what you want to hear, but it's going to be the truth. That's how this has to be. We're in a fight. Sometimes in a fight, and when you've got love involved, and Kev and the BOF have a lot of love involved. And when you talk about love, kind of think about you talking to your children. If you ever had kids, I had 2 kids. They're now grown. I love my son. I love my daughter. But if I didn't put the wood on my son, he would be dead right now. I mean, he was so crazy. So love came with a lot of strict, swift vengeance to keep him alive. That is Kev. That's the BOF. It's love. It's going to come with some swift vengeance. And some of us need some swift vengeance and strength. I mean, we can't be changing with the wind, man. So I don't want this thing to change. I like it the way it is. I believe with consistency and getting the word out. That's what has to happen. That's why I'm here, to get the word out to the world about the BOF and where we're headed. That's it. That's awesome, Dorian. And wrong screen. We'll get the right screen. That's awesome. Guys, this is why I created it. This is why, and I will say Private Buddykins as well, because she was very instrumental in creating and bringing this to life, this show. The reasons that you have just said, guys, I can't trip you up. I wanted to try and see if the reason that I created was as powerful as I thought, and I was right. This is why I created it. I want the community to respond, and this is what we're going to be able to do as we walk into 2024 and join with this network of leaders across the globe, led by our good friend Dorian here. And this is going to go viral, guys. And we're going to make sure that every single member that attends this show and these leadership group talks is going to succeed in the months ahead of us. Perfect answer, guys. That's just what I needed. As we come out of 2023 into 2024, it's important to know that we're on the right track in all aspects.
The general always does things for the right reasons. Yes, sometimes I've been told my words are brutal, but they're honest, they're transparent, and they're there for you. Okay, they're for you so that we all make it. Robert's put some really nice comments in the chat group. Change, no. Continuous improvement, yes. Maria's put transparent and authentic. Absolutely. Robert, never change a winning team. Absolutely. Okay, when your car's running well, why would you take it apart? Simple as that. Laverne, true that. Yes, repeat to duplicate a successful community. Absolutely. Everything that's come on this show tonight has been of humongous value, guys. Okay. And it's an absolute honor to have Dorian and Sergeant Meng, our two regional advocates, join us and give us their perception and their opinions of what we've been through in 2023 and what we're heading into with 2024. And what I want, or what I hope I've achieved tonight, guys, is the ability for you guys to understand that we have your backs. Okay. We have your backs. We're working seamlessly together and it can only get better. Okay. So I'm just going to go through the panel once more to give some final words before we close the meeting on 2023. It's been a fantastic, even we've been through suffering and pain, we're coming out the other side, guys. And when we come back into 2024, it's going to get even better. So let's start with a Trucker Fletch for his last few words for the end of 2023.
Yeah, sorry if I've not been a happy usual self, folks. I'm in a lot of pain at the moment. I hope to be over it next year. Yeah, I've been invited onto this panel and I've come on here and I've made few more friends, got to know a few people, and hopefully I'm getting my voice out to the people out there, for the people who can't come on or the people who are too shy or for whatever reason. And I hope you're all following me next year, because I'll be here, and Fred, wherever he's legged it. So hope you had all a good Christmas and hope you have a lovely new year. And let's be back next year all fighting and all climbing this mountain so that when we get to the top, we can scream and yell at the world and say, it works. Happy New Year, everybody. Take care from Trucker Fletch.
Excellent, Chris. You're a highly valued member of the community and your name is becoming your brand at the moment, yeah? And you're going to do great things in 2024. And don't forget, eventually in Q1, so in January, February, March, MySpace is supposed to be opening, and guess who's going to be transmitting and broadcasting from within MySpace? We are. All of us guys are, and it's going to be phenomenal, guys. We're going to get it to the top. As soon as we get in there, we're going to blow it beyond reality. Over to Winnie Skibbs. Private Winnie, what can you offer as your last words for 2023?
Well, I love you all. What more can I say? This is just a fantastic show and I really appreciate everybody's input, and yeah, I just feel really good and I feel really positive and excited, and this is working, isn't it? This is working. It's really working. This is fantastic. I look forward to meeting some of you and maybe all of you next year somewhere, and yeah, thanks for being here. See you on the other side.
See you. Happy New Year.
Excellent stuff, Winnie, and thank you. And let's get that Winnie's wine bar built so that we can all, convene in there, have a virtual. Now then, what was it? Not margarita. What was Martini. Martini, that was it. I hope Jonah enjoyed that martini. That's right. I hope Jonah enjoyed that martini that you did in our special Christmas message for him. Okay, Winnie, I've got to say it's been an absolute honor having you as my wing person, shall we say, with this show. You've made things roll. You really have. You've made it 100% easier for me. And thank you for everything you've done in 2023. Let's hope 2024 is going to be a blinder. Thank you so much, Winnie.
Thank you.
Okay, and next up is Sergeant Meng. Sergeant Meng, what are your last words for 2023, sir?
Like I always say, thanks for joining us today. Or even better yet, also thanks for, watching the shows, watching the recordings on YouTube. Every time when you do that, you're showing your team, you're showing yourself that you're dedicated for growth. So what you do with this knowledge, it's really based on you and how you move forward within this space. So as we close 2023 and then move into 2024, I wish you guys all a happy new year.
Excellent stuff, Sergeant Meng. Many thanks, sir. I've got to say it, since you've been on board the Bureau, Meng, you've transformed the whole playing field regarding the Bureau. You've been instrumental in taking it forward with myself and the wonderful members that we've got within the Bureau. Winnie joined us and she's been great in assisting as well. But Meng, what you've done over the last couple of months is outstanding. It really is. You're regional advocate. You deserve that title, sir. You hold that in with pride. And let's hope 2024 moves us up that ladder to greater heights. Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this team. Steve Arnett, I do believe it's Steve Arnett. Yes, Steve Arnett. I'm sorry, guys, but I couldn't help but put this notice up because the first round's on Steve. Okay, so there's the big announcement. I'll plaster it all over YouTube and Twitter. Thank you, Steve. Much appreciated, sir. Okay, right. Finally, on to our special guest, Dorian Saunders, Regional Advocate. Dorian, what last words, what profound last words have you got for 2023, sir?
Just have a happy new year. Enjoy your family. Peace and love to all of you, everybody in this community, and just go into the new year with, just peace and love in your heart. That's what I got. I mean, I could say like a large part of our community as a Christian man, a flawed man, a man striving to get better. We spent the last 3 days. We're spending the last 3 days of this year fasting and in prayer, and it's needed for me as a Christian man. I know there's all walks of religions out there, but as I look at our fight and our challenge ahead, I just I want to enjoy my family. I want to be of sound heart, sound mind, and I just want to try to do better. I want to try to be a better me, and that's not easy to do. Like, because to be a better you got to look at your flaws, and you can't lie to yourself. And that's hard. Sometimes that's hard to do. So I'm spending the last 3 days of this year looking at me, praying about me, and getting around like-minded people, praying, and trying to take the junk part of me and throw it in the trash and put it behind me. So, guys, that's all I got to end it with. And have a great, fantastic new year, please.
Brilliant. Awesome. And like I say, Dorian, it's been an honor having you on the show this evening, the last one of 2023. And you're absolutely right. Sometimes it's really difficult to iron over and fill those cracks upon oneself. But if we all head into 2024 thinking about how to become a better me first, then surely everything that follows will be wonderful. It really will. The future starts with ourselves. It's as simple as that. Like I explained to Baz, yeah? The network is out there. The members are out there. The leaders are out there. The presenters are out there. We're all here to help each other. But ultimately, we start with ourselves, okay? Now, as we close this show, guys, it's the last one of 2023. I'd like to thank everybody who's been involved in creating and hosting and presenting Metaverse Masterminds. 2024 is going to be humongous for all of us. I do believe that. Thank you to all the viewers. And if you don't mind, please bring along a friend in 2024, share it around. Let people know what's going on in this community, because this is what creates success. I wish you all the best for 2024. Enjoy the evening, get merry, be safe, and I'll see you then. You take care. Good night. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.